I have to say, I really dislike the type of content that is being posted in the fitness niche nowadays. And there's still quite a bit of like good watchable content, but then there's also this overwhelming sea of slop where people just try to rage bait you, and roided out guys that are very obviously roided out, by the way, preach that they're natural and kind of try to rage bait everyone because they know that it is going to get more engagement, that it is going to get more people commenting on the videos, and they don't really care if the engagement is positive or negative. They just want their shit to go viral, which ultimately does happen quite often because the shit that they post would be so clearly outrageous that they're just tricking people into commenting. And they feel like they're achieving something with this, and they feel like they're kind of like gaming the system because they're able to go viral with this kind of shit. But I feel like there's also a part where you really need to evaluate what kind of attention are you bringing in, and what is it that you're afterwards going to do with this attention, because you're not going to be followed or like even liked within the niche because you're just going to annoy people, you're going to rage bait people, you are going to quite clearly lie to them, which nobody really normally enjoys. And yeah, I mean, like, if your goal is ultimately to monetize your audience or to spread something positive or to just like generally communicate with people, you're not going to be able to do that when you build up your persona on negativity and on stuff that just triggers people. But there are a lot of teenagers that do this nowadays. So like you have this like very default gym bro persona nowadays where it's a young kid who's very obviously using way more shit than he should, because at that age normally you should be using exactly zero shit, but they are using well above zero shit. They are using quite a lot of performance enhancing stuff, and then they lie, and then they lie in this like very absurd, ridiculous way where it's like super obvious that they're using something, not because they're jacked, because that's a very simple-minded way to look at this. Like, as soon as somebody is jacked, you shouldn't look at them in a way where like, oh, they're 100% using something. No, I mean, there are also people that have actually put in a lot of work into their physique, and then there are people that are genetically superior than you as well, and they're just like capable of building more muscle quicker. But then there are also people that just lie. And when you have somebody that's like posting videos of him being natural, and you see like fucking veins popping out of his forehead, and he's completely covered in acne, and it's just like very obvious that he also has gyno on top of it. Like, yeah, like, dude, like, what is it that we're even doing here? Like, why is it that we need to play this game? And like, most of them actually have an impressive physique. So like, be honest, tell us that you are using something. You don't have to disclose how much shit is it that you're actually using. That's completely unnecessary. Nobody really gives a fuck about that. So like, don't do that if you don't want to like share the specific details, but just be a little bit more transparent, and people are still going to want to follow you just because you have an impressive physique. Because ultimately, like, when I look at the impressive physique, I'm not trying to analyze if he's on roids or not. Like, it's good to know if I want to compare myself to him, and if I want to have some kind of a realistic understanding of what is it that's achievable and what is it that's maybe not as achievable. But at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about what is it that you're using. I'm looking at you because you're visually interesting for me. Not in a sexual way if it's a guy, but just generally like a visually interesting appearance where like I see somebody who's like in very good shape. I'm looking at him like that. He's in really good shape. That's really impressive. And that's kind of why I would follow somebody and would watch somebody's content, not because I'm going to try to analyze if he's on roids or not. So as soon as I see this kind of like rage baiting type content where they're trying to like make you interact with them by saying all sorts of absurd, clearly false things, I'm just like, yeah, okay, fuck you. I'm not even gonna engage with your content. I'm actually going to go through the active effort of trying to not engage with your content. I'm going to try to report you. I'm going to try to like signify to my algorithm that this is something that I don't want to watch, because nowadays on Instagram and other platforms you can actually kind of not necessarily report the content, because like ultimately there's no point in like trying to report somebody for posting videos where he's clearly not breaking any rules, but you can basically tell the algorithm that you're not interested in this type of content, which is basically what I do nowadays. When I see something that I don't like, something that triggers me, I'm like this old person now that's like, yeah, nope, I don't want to see that. And I used to not care about these things as much, to be completely honest, but nowadays I'm really kind of active with this feature, because like I just don't want to see things that annoy me, because the older I get, the more I get annoyed by advertisements, the more I get annoyed by clearly fictitious things that are just like built for you to get triggered. So like, yeah, I try to engage with these sorts of things as little as humanly possible. But the whole fitness niche is not doing well with this nowadays. So it's mostly just like rage bait content. It's mostly very low quality content. It's a lot of copy paste content where people just copy the same thing over and over again. And I've been a little bit guilty of this as well, by the way. From time to time, I also sometimes take something that somebody else has posted and adjust it a little bit, like tweak it, change it up a little bit, and post something similar to that. Because ultimately, the problem with not doing this is like you can't come up with completely brand new original content when you're expected to post like quite a few videos a day, actually, if you want to get viral. And if you want to have a chance in like actually getting something to go viral, you have to post quite a few videos on a daily basis. And for you to do that, you can't have everything like super clean and super original. Some of it is going to be tweaked, something that you have took for something else, and it's actually called doing trends. So when you see a trend that is going around online and a lot of people are doing, well, you can jump on trends. You can remake them, you can adjust them, you can make it better, or, well, if you're not really good at making videos, worse. And then afterwards post it with the hopes of going viral. So that's kind of like the whole scene nowadays. That's actually how it works. So yeah, it used to be better. Nowadays it is significantly less original, significantly less quality driven, and it's just like mostly designed for you to interact with them and like for you to interact with the content and just kind of generate views and generate attention. So yeah, that is the video for today. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.